Welcome to another episode of Eating Labels, and I have the wonderful Melissa Pranzo from SwingFitt Global. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you today?
Good, good. Thanks for joining me. And with this show, Melissa, what we're trying to do is get across to the audience that there's alternative ways to working out. You don't always have to join the gym. You don't have to always run. There's things you can do. Tennis, volleyball, baseball, whatever it is as we get older. And I saw your business and I thought it was very interesting. I met you, Melissa, at the golf course, and we both share the same instructor, Mike Stone, and I saw you with SwingFitt. So if you can explain to us what is SwingFitt, but before you explain, I'll kind of, as you're talking, I may try to share the screen so people can get a visual as you're talking.
Okay, sounds good. So SwingFitt actually started with me going into a batting cage. My son is a travel baseball player. I have a 12-year-old, and we were going to, they take hitting lessons. And so we were at one of his hitting lessons locally here in Tampa. And I wanted to see what this hitting thing was all about. So I went into the batting cage and I fell in love. I fell in love with the movements, and I've always been a fitness girl. And then the following week, we literally went to a tournament, and I saw a bunch of kids with arm hinges on. So these were kids probably between the ages of 15 and 17 with Tommy John surgery. And I figured, something's wrong. Like we're overtaxing these kids. We're not working out right. Something is wrong. And I figured, why don't I take these movements that they do every day, whether it's swinging a bat, swinging a lacrosse stick, a hockey stick, a tennis racket, getting up out of its chair, right? And see if I can make it safer for them to do those movements by training their bodies a little bit differently. So what's happening in fitness, and it makes sense what the trend was, is that, it's arm day, it's core day, it's leg day, because we don't have a lot of time, right? I mean, right, Craig, we're always in a rush, right? We always got to get to work, we got to get somewhere. So if you have 30 minutes, just work your arms, right? Just work your legs. So what's happened is we've created programs designed to separate our body parts, designed to teach them to work separately. So when a kid goes to throw, the rest of their body is like, wait, am I supposed to do something? So with SwingFitt, what I did was I used tools such as our SwingFitt clubs, looks like this, and it allows the whole body to fire together, to learn to work together again. So the result is not only are you getting fitter, but your body's working efficiently again. So you're stronger, you're faster, and your ability increases while your risk of injury decreases.
Okay. So that makes total sense. So it seems like the body is not being isolated. In our, like volleyball, we take, for instance, the body is isolated into, like you said, separate movements. And then we go, okay, go fire the body. Right. And that's when injury takes place. So what you came up with, it seems like, is that while you're exercising, your body, all the body parts are moving in a motion, whether it's baseball, volleyball, football, it's almost a throwing motion. The hips are engaged and so forth. Is that correct?
Exactly. So, I mean, this can be applied, what we do can be applied to anything in life, whether you're reaching up to get a plate. How many times do you reach up to grab a plate off the top shelf and all of a sudden you're like, oh, something because, and it's simple things like that. So I have exercises that look like you're reaching up for a plate. So all I did was take the things that we do every day, in addition to traditional movements like squats and lunges and things like that. But we took those and added in tools like this that have a shifting weight inside of it, so that we're reconnecting all those broken chains inside your body. And it's low impact, high burn, and it's fun. I mean, how much fun is jumping on sleds, right? And pushing, jumping on boxes and pushing sleds. It's not very fun. And especially for our kids, right? It's hard enough to keep them engaged without their phones these days. Right?
That's true.
So we get them out there, we slam the clubs, we swirl them around, and it's fun.
Good. And what we'll do, we'll give the people a visual, and you have a video. And what I'm going to do is pull it up right now, Melissa.
Okay.
And I think it's very, very, very good. I haven't been able to try one of your classes yet, just because I've had volleyball lessons in the evening, but I am going to try one of your classes.
You should. I'd love to have you.
Yeah, I'm going to play it right now. Let me know if it's playing.
Yep, it's playing.
And you can talk us through it as you're going.
So this is actually a group of golfers from Sestone Golf over at West Chase Golf Club. Mm-hmm. And we're working on improving club head speed for all of these young men. So actually the young man with the purple hat on, he's gone from 117 miles per hour to 121 miles per hour since working with me.
Wow.
So, and the faster your club head speed goes, the farther the ball goes, et cetera, et cetera. So it's very important to have good club head speed in golf. So that particular exercise is working on that. It's strengthening that firing mechanism with your torso. Because a lot of our young golfers get back injuries too because they're trying to swing so hard and something goes wrong. So that exercise directly addresses that.
Okay. Okay. And I see the motion, like I said, it can be used in any sport. Let's say, for instance, how would you use it? I'm gonna kind of put you on the spot right now.
Okay.
How would you use it in soccer, or have you had any soccer players to use it before?
I have had some soccer players come because we have some general classes that aren't necessarily sport-specific classes, and those are always total body classes. It incorporates everything because all the exercises really can be used in any sport. So anytime you're doing a squat that's strengthening from your Achilles all the way up through your neck, volleyball, catchers, ice hockey players, tennis players, lacrosse players, soccer goalies, anybody who has to fire from a crouching position up for any reason, jumping, all of those kind of power moves, SwingFitt addresses those because it's reconnecting your body. So when you want to move, it's not like you're just jumping from your knees. Your whole body is jumping together.
Interesting. Now, who are some of your, I know you work with all industries in the sports industry and so forth. Who are some of your biggest sports clients? A
lot of travel baseball teams, mostly because that's how I started the business a year ago. I started based in baseball because that's who I knew through my son. So we've worked with the Miracles Kangaroo Court, East Lake Little League, and East Lake High School. I have kids from Steinbrenner High School, Alonso High School, Gaither, Next Level Prospects, South Tampa. It's all over. And it's been a lot of fun because also these are kids of different fitness levels and different ages. So we average about 10 to 15 years old for the most part. And then we've got our high school kids, and that's usually a team-based program. But it's really interesting to find that a lot of these kids who don't want to work out and they don't want to do the fitness, they really come and they enjoy swinging these clubs. It's sort of a big maraca. It's like a big weighted maraca. So they get engaged and it's more fun for them.
Okay. How long does each session go, and how many days a week do you suggest they do it, and how much does that weigh? Are there different weight sizes to the SwingFitt?
Yes. So each of these clubs, what we use, they come in 2, 4, 6, and 8 pounds. We only use 2 and 4 pounds. Okay. And it sounds really light. It sounds like this is a 4-pound club. Like this sounds like nothing. You can wear it's 4 pounds, right? You swing this thing around for 45 minutes, you're done. So usually the workouts are 45 minutes. We have stretching before and warm-ups before and then stretching at the end. So I'd say you're probably swinging for about 30 to 35 minutes and stretching and warming up for the other period of time. An average adult, for example, when I do my 45-minute workout, I burn 700 to 900 calories depending upon what I'm doing.
Wow, that's a lot.
It's high burn. It gets highly metabolic very, very quickly. It's deceptive. And that's also what makes it fun because you don't realize how hard you're working while you're working out. Okay.
And if I'm a sports team, we go for about 35, 40 minutes. How many days a week? So let's say I'm a baseball team. How many days a week would you suggest they work out with the SwingFitt? And what are your
Twice a week is what I suggest.
Okay.
Anytime is good time. It can't hurt to do just once a week. I've had kids on teams start getting results inside of 2 weeks. Wow. So it works that quickly. Just because, and again, when you're dealing with children, it's a little different. With adults, it's probably about 2 to 4 weeks where they start really feeling the impact, just simply because it's a little tougher to reconnect that chain. But with the kids, I have pitchers who've gone from 76 miles per hour to 86 miles per hour inside of 3 weeks.
Okay.
And the only thing they did differently was working with SwingFitt.
Okay. What would be your message, or do you have any adult classes outside of your sports program? What kind of results can they see from the adult side, the parents who do drop their kids off to these sporting events and looking for an alternative workout besides going to the gym or running on the street?
Well, I have a 67-year-old doctor who works with me, and he's had multiple surgeries. He's had a hip replacement. He's had multiple abdominal surgeries. He's had his collarbone, his shoulder. So while he's a unique case,
Mm-hmm.
he constantly says to me, he's like, I don't think I would be able to move my arm like this without you. There's no way I'd be able to sit down and stand up as much as I do. I used to be in constant pain. And so because we work so much on increasing the flexibility inside of all of your rotator joints, your shoulders, your hips, even your ankles, right? Those are all still rotators, right? So the strength component along with the flexibility component, it just relaxes your body. And as adults, we're always so tense all the time and we're stressed all the time. And it really lives all that stress inside of our connectors. So by just loosening them up, people are more agile and more flexible. I have people who report being less achy sitting in their office all day. People sit in these chairs, right, all day long. I say, well, grab a medicine ball, first of all. Sit on a giant medicine ball.
Right.
But if you can't sit on a giant medicine ball, SwingFitt's definitely a great response because you're peppier, your energy's up, and all of that sort of more arthritic kind of pain that comes gets released.
Okay. Now, that's a good success story. What are some of the other success stories you've had, and what are the results from them that people are seeing, even from the athlete to the non-athlete, the adults?
In adults, I mostly get reports of increased flexibility and agility. In more fit adults, I get reports of being able to lift more weight, increase strength without necessarily, when you lift weights, it's a little bit of a different kind of workout. And so when you add SwingFitt into your regimen, it increases your ability to lift more weight faster. Mostly because, again, your shoulders aren't working separately. Your entire back is helping you bench press that weight. And it's just about reconnecting. I get reports of more strength, being able to run faster. I myself knocked a minute off of my mile. I'm a runner. I knocked a minute off my mile. I have 2 teenage baseball players who knocked 30 seconds off of their miles. I have a football player who knocked second off of his 40-yard dash. And it's all about increasing power and rotational mobility.
Okay. And what are some of the myths that you have in your industry? What are some
of the so many myths. Well, anybody that spends a few minutes with me realizes that I'm not a big fan of weightlifting. And I'm not a big fan of weightlifting, particularly in prepubescent kids. I'm a product of sports from the age of 2. I've lifted weights, I've done the CrossFit, you name it. Like I've lived through the aerobics, all of it, I've done it. The problem with overlifting weights is that, first of all, it limits your body. So how bodybuilders sometimes look like they can't move? Because they actually can't. They have built themselves to such a point where they've actually limited their ability to move. Now, I'm not saying that that's what kids are doing, but especially teenagers, I get a lot of questions about, it's all about the C factor. How do I get ripped, Miss Melissa? How do I get ripped? How do I get shredded? How do I get cut? Well, my answer is, it takes years for that to happen, first of all. And second of all, like young kids, because they want it and they want it now, they do some silly things to get there, right? So the biggest myth that I can dispel is, number one, shakes. Shakes are, in my book, they are marketing ploys that make you think that you're going to get something special out of it. So they don't add any real value to your life, except maybe tide you over for an hour if you're hungry and you need a snack. It's not going to build muscle. It's not going to give you some sort of protein boost. It's not going to change your body in a week. That's all a myth. So I'm very anti-shake. I'm very anti-weights because of the testosterone buildup, especially in kids as they're developing. Testosterone can stunt your growth. In girls, so I mean, think about it, weightlifting and you're growing your girl parts, do you want a lot more testosterone? You can become stronger, faster, and better by just using your body and doing low impact stuff like SwingFitt. And if you don't have access to SwingFitt for some reason, call me because we'll figure it out. But just body strength training, because your body, you have muscle, you have enough, you have the muscle that nature wanted your body to have. Let it work for you.
And I agree. I think we have a good example with that. Are you a football fan, Melissa?
Yeah, I love football.
Have you ever heard of the gentleman by the name of Herschel Walker?
Yes, sir.
He never lifted a weight in his life. I don't know if you heard his story. Uses body weight, push-ups and sit-up his entire life. And I think he's over 50, maybe 55, pushing 60. And he looks like he's only 45 years old or 40 years old. So that goes back to your point.
Yeah. I mean, and we are a product of stress and rushing. And I mean, we overschedule ourselves, our children, and our lives. And it's important to not think that 30 minutes of weightlifting is going to cure that.
Right.
You need to do some cardio. You need to go for a hike or go for a bike ride or do those things and be healthy and not be so wrapped up in the execution of those things. I mean, this too. I mean, this is probably eating labels and everything about it. We get so focused on these teeny tiny little execution pieces that we forget to live.
Right, and that's the basis of the show. Not only the reason I started the show is because I had a health issue with eating, but as I got going, I'm going, it's more to it than just eating. We have to enjoy our lives. There's other things we meet good people. I wouldn't have met you if I wasn't taking golf lessons and stumbled upon your wonderful business. So we have to try things, and that's why I love having you on the show. Yeah. Now, how old can one start using SwingFitt?
I prefer 10 years old.
Okay.
Or older, mostly because there does take some coordination to swing this. Even the lightweights, the 2-pound clubs, which really are very, very light, it takes a certain amount of coordination to do it and really be able to get the effects of the program. I'm working on a younger program to see if I can maybe do a 30-minute program for the 7 to 9-year-olds and see how we can make it be equally as effective for them because it has to be even more fun because you'll get their attention for only like 15 minutes and then you got to do something really fun. But for the basic program that we run at the YMCA, that we run with the teams and all of that, that's all 10 plus.
Right. Okay, last question. Put you on the spot again.
Okay.
I'm a baseball coach, football coach, soccer coach, and I came across your video and I'm inquiring about it. I want my sports team, girls or guys, whatever I'm coaching. I'm thinking about doing this, but I'm quite not sure yet. And I have a meeting with you. What would you tell me?
Well, the first thing I want to know is what you want to achieve. With teams, there's different, even with sports-wise, there's different goals that people want to achieve. I mean, with soccer, it's all about speed, really, speed and agility, right? With baseball and lacrosse and softball, it's all about bat speed and pitching. That's what they want. And the catchers, too, increasing the ability of them to have staying power. Football players, it's all about power and speed and throwing yardage. So after we establish whatever the goals might be, we would create a program that worked for those goals. At the end of the day, my results speak for themselves. The SwingFitt program works. So it's just a matter of putting together the program and the exercise components that work for your goals and your team.
Okay. So if you're out there, football coach, baseball coach, whatever coach you are, it seems like Melissa's going to customize a program for your program. Get her information, check her out. I'm going to leave everything at the bottom of the YouTube channel. So Melissa, it's great having you. I want to have you on again. How can people get a hold of you? Social media, phone number, email?
We are at SwingFitt Global for all of our social media. So that's SwingFitt with 2 T's. And we're on Facebook, Instagram, Tumblr. We're all over, so you can find us there. Or you can just go to our website, swingfitglobal.com, or email us at info@swingfitglobal.com. Either way, you'll find us.
Okay, and I'm going to post all your information. It's going to be on YouTube, so I'm going to have all your contact information on there. So coaches, adults, anyone can get a hold of you. Please join Melissa classes. I'm going to join. Once I'm not coaching volleyball in the evening time, I'm going to get in one of her classes. I saw it online, and people rave about it. So, Melissa, thank you once again for being on Eating Labels and this technology that we have coming through. We will roll with it, and it's good talking to you. Thank you very much.
Have a good day. Bye, everybody.